What do you mean Lacrimosa just released? I thought she already did last week. Huh? So yeah, Lacrimosa released not too long ago. She's one of the most anticipated characters in Neverness to Everness. After spending some time testing her and reviewing community findings, it's safe to say that Lacrimosa is shaping up to be one of the most strongest on-field main DPS characters currently available. But what exactly makes her so powerful? How should you build her, and what teams should you run? Let's break everything down. Lacrimosa is a Chaos main DPS who has interesting gimmicks and specializes in applying a debuff called Nightmare. And Nightmare is a powerful damage over time effect that continuously damages enemies while she stays on the field. She can also copy abilities from enemies, adding flexibility to her gameplay and allowing her to adapt to different combat situations. What makes her really stand out is how much value that she gets from simply remaining on field and continuously attacking. Unlike some characters that require constant swapping, Lacrimosa's damage output heavily rewards field time. Many players have noted that her current numbers are tuned quite high, making her one of the most dominant hypercarry style characters in the game right now. Let's start with her main rotation. Starting with Hanyo, immediately cast ultimate and then following up with her skill. And then swap to Sakiri, immediately hold your skill to group up enemies and then use your ultimate. And then swap to Daffodil, use your ultimate and then skill. And then you're gonna swap to Lacrimosa, immediately using your ultimate and then using your skill. But here's what you need to know when using Lacrimosa's skill copied from an enemy. You're recommended to immediately swap out upon casting the skill to avoid Lacrimosa from taking any damage, as she just kinda sits there and does the attack. In this case, we will quick swap to Daffodil twice before going back to Lacrimosa. This is to make the most use out of Daffodil's Phantom Step. When you return to Lacrimosa, immediately do 4 basic attacks, immediately following up with a skill, and then continue basic attacking until the cycle meter is full. And you're gonna use her skill and then swap out once it's full. And you're gonna swap to Sakiri to hold her skill, swap to Hanyo and then use her skill as well, and return to Sakiri, basic attacking until the cycle meter is full and then swapping out. Go to Daffodil and use her skill and then book attack. And then swap to Lacrimosa, basic attacking until the skill cooldown resets, and then skill once, basic attack once more, then use her skill again and then immediately quick swap to Sakiri using her ultimate, and then use Hanyo's, Daffodil's and Lacrimosa's ultimate in order. And that's her main rotation. What you generally want to do is use E skill, rotate through your supports, return to Lacrimosa, perform her basic attack chain, refreshing buffs when necessary, and then repeat. Most of her damage comes from staying alive and continuously attacking for Nightmare to deal extra damage. This makes her extremely beginner friendly while still offering optimization opportunities for advanced players. Now let's talk about weapons. Her signature arc, The Last Rose, is her best option. Not only does it provide strong offensive stats, but it also synergizes exceptionally well with her damage profile, particularly her Nightmare damage scaling. If you don't have a signature arc though, Daffodil's signature arc, Youthful Fantasy, is regarded as one of the strongest alternatives. Moving on to her console, her bested slot is Diablos, and her stat priorities are as follows. For her main stat, crit rate or chaos damage boost, and as for substats, double crit, attack percent and damage bonus. Also just make sure that Lacrimosa's cycle intensity is higher than Sakiri's, due to Scorch will do a whole lot more damage when it is accounted from Lacrimosa. These stats provide the most consistent damage and help maximize both her direct damage and Nightmare output. One interesting detail is that Nightmare and other dot effects reportedly operate with a fixed crit rate value, which does change how stat optimization works at higher investment levels. Because of this, builds on higher investment levels will favor chaos damage over crit rate. But for most players, crit rate still remains the safest and most reliable choice. Now let's talk about teammates. If there's one character that you should pair with Lacrimosa, it's Sakiri. Many players consider that Lacrimosa and Sakiri pairing to be the foundation of her strongest teams. After Sakiri, your remaining slots become a bit more flexible, options including Daffodil, Hanyo, and Fadia. These characters help amplify Lacrimosa's damage while requiring minimal field time themselves. For highly skilled players with low ping, Daffodil becomes a really interesting option. The idea is to perform extremely fast swaps during attack animations, allowing Daffodil to contribute damage without significantly reducing Lacrimosa's field time. However, this setup requires good execution. If you can't perform the swap sufficiently, you'll often lose damage compared to just simply keeping Lacrimosa on field. So while Daffodil can theoretically be a part of her strongest teams, she's also one of the most demanding teammates to use effectively. Now, should you pull Lacrimosa? If you're looking for a powerful hypercarry who deals incredible sustained damage and doesn't require overly complicated rotations, Lacrimosa is definitely worth considering. She delivers strong personal damage, has excellent team flexibility, benefits heavily from any future support options, and already performs at an extremely high level in the current version of the game. For most players, building around Lacrimosa and Sakiri will give you a team that is capable of clearing virtually all available content comfortably. Unless any future balance changes significantly alter the meta, Lacrimosa looks poised to remain one of the premier main DPS characters for quite some time. So what do you think about Lacrimosa? Are you pulling for her, or have you already managed to bring her home? Let me know down below. And if this guide helped you out, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.